Ryan Schisler, here's your Compact 45. I had the previous video that mentioned about the connections. And 12 volts, white wire, goes to the inside. The outside is your ground, which is closest to that green ground default wire, the ground green wire. So you see the solenoid tank label. That's what I mentioned before. This one here will dampen your not your solenoid, but your magneto on your engine. So you just put this up here and it's non-polarity. It doesn't matter which wire hooks up to it. This is ground. This is chassis ground. And that is your active wire that goes to your white wire on your Kohler, which is your magneto wire right here. Okay. The low oil green Sentry is a pressure switch that also will cancel out your spark, arrest your engine if you have low oil. Then you have your high limit, which is that high limit solenoid one right here. Again, non-polarity, doesn't matter which side you have it on. It'll shut your engine down. Everything's labeled. We got a test pump here that can simulate your pump out or demand pump. You got 12 volts coming out of here, and this cable, power cable's coming with it. So there's also a fuse here. You make sure that that's never blown. If it does, you won't get 12 volts. This won't work. The light won't go on, and there won't be any power to your thermostat. So with all of that, as I turn it on, you can see the blue light goes on. The light goes on your analog temperature gauge. There's 12 volts DC going to that. And then you've got 12 volts that goes to the back of this. Underneath the undercarriage, there's a wire that connects to your common, 12 volts, and then it's a normally open switch. It will close when it reaches the desired setting, which is sampling the temperature right there of that probe capillary. And so, it'll tell it to turn on. So when it reaches a desired temperature of that probe capillary and similar to the setting, they both work in synergy, that light will go on, and then you'll be 12 volts going to your solenoid. So when I go down on it and bring it down to a lower setting, this light will go on. There you go. And you can hear the solenoid on the tank actuating as 12 volts goes to that solenoid, and then to do the thermal dump. But it's important, again, as I mentioned before on other videos, including your video, this has to be cracked open. It's very important you have this cracked open. If not, you could run into dangerous situation where you could have a lot of heat that sits at that heater down there and it's not circulating properly. You won't get temperature regulation. If you have this on running all day and you properly open this up, you will get regulation all day. You could literally go on a camping trip, not worry about this thing blowing up, because it'll always maintain its temperature, but it's got to have circulation to get an accurate heat signal. Plus, you don't want to be waiting for this thing to go off. You don't want to be in the wrong place at the wrong time, especially when you're a customer and you're in a customer's house and you're in there and you got compromised pressure hoses or whatever, and one of them blows and you got hot steam going everywhere. You don't want that. You want regulation. So you want that light to go on when it's supposed to dump water in that tank and displace the water to lower the temperature to give you, the temperature regulation that this machine is designed to do. So as you shut it off, light goes off, all the power goes off. Power is removed from not only that thermostat, but also from this over here. And this will be safely packed away in the package. I'll have it in the pouch for the blower And I'll also send to you a troubleshooting guide, PDF version and a flipbook version, as well as a standard Blue Baron manual that'll help you along the way. Just make sure you're, taking care of this machine, and make sure you winterize it. I'm the only one in the country that builds those patented heat exchangers, so you're going to want to make sure that you winterize it, and make sure you've got a heated garage, or you got safely put a heater inside your van. Make sure you don't get to sub-degree weather where this whole thing will start freezing up. You'll ruin your pump, your O-rings, your coils inside your heater, the fittings, you name it. You'll ruin the heat exchanger, you'll ruin the whole truck mount. So make sure you winterize it with windshield wiper fluid. I use the blue stuff that I had mentioned to you before. I'm going to suck it out of this tank. There it is. I'm going to take the rest of it out. And just a nice little setup. And I'm going to start palletizing it. Now that I've tested out that, I'm tidying up everything. All this is going on inside the interior, tucked in safely. And then I'm going to put the tank on this, the tank and the console. I'm going to remove this. That has to be removed and shipped separately. Otherwise, it could be damaged. So there you go. Ryan Schishler, Colorado Springs, Colorado.